Welcome to Nerd Night, everybody. Woo! So, because we're at a new venue, we're going to do kind of like the restart, as if we're starting in a totally new city. So, my name's Rory. I'm going to be the MC for the evening. And we're going to start you guys off with the origin story of how Nerd Nights around the world first started. So, this thing began with a guy named Chris. Back in 2003, he was going to grad school in Boston, and he used to go to this bar called Midway like 9 days a week. This dude loved to drink. But when he wasn't drinking, he used to study this bird called the indigo bird. And you're probably looking at this cute little bird, and your first thought is, I bet that bird's not a total piece of shit. But you'd be wrong. This bird is called a brood parasite, which means it lays its eggs in the nests of other birds and tricks those birds into raising its young for it. While it just goes out for bird cigarettes for the rest of the bird's life. And the chicks of the indigo birds will sometimes even kill the other chicks in those nests. Real fucked up species. But so Chris used to go down to Cameroon once a year and study these birds for a couple of months, and then he'd go back to Boston and just go to Midway and start talking to all of his friends about what he learned out there. And just day after day after day, just dropping these indigo bird facts as loud as possible. And the bartenders eventually were just like, Chris, just shut the fuck up about the goddamn indigo bird. We've heard enough. Why don't just, the next time you go, just come back and we will shut down the bar for you. You can just invite all your friends at once and you can do a PowerPoint presentation if you want. Just get it out of the system. And Chris is like, yeah, okay. And the first Nerd Night was born. Yeah. And it went pretty well. Everyone had a really good time, so they ended up continuing to do them. And eventually, one of his good friends, Matt Wazowski, moved to New York, and he decided to take Nerd Nights with him there. And then it just kind of spread until now it's in over 100 cities around the world. And our Pittsburgh story begins in Los Angeles, where a couple of years ago I was out there doing a PhD. And of course, I wrapped up very successfully and decided to move back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the best city in the world. And I, of course, wanted to see if there was a Nerd Night here, because I always used to be so much fun out in Los Angeles. And it turns out there wasn't. So I hop on my computer and I shoot Matt Wazowski an email, and I'm like, hey man, Pittsburgh's a cool, nerdy city. Why don't you guys do a Nerd Night there? And he was like, why don't you do a Nerd Night there? And I said, okay. So we put me in touch with my co-boss Megan Simak, and we put Pittsburgh on the Nerd Night map. Alright, so tonight I think we have an awesome show for you. Because it's a new venue, we're also bringing back some crowd favorites from the other Nerd Nights we've been doing over at Spirit in Lawrenceville. We're actually going to start out with Nicolette Wan, who is a Pitt Anthropology PhD student, who's going to be talking to you about Chinese marriage markets. We're then going to move over to Ralph Crew, a Science Center hero, who will be talking to you about bullshit in space. And I'm going to close this thing off myself with my PhD research, which is on computer vision and artificial intelligence. So let's start off with a big round of applause for Nicolette.